Hello there.
The Black Garden may not stay among us for long. Something has begun to repair the schism torn by its destruction. Vex now flood the garden channels to protect it. We must stop the Weavers before they seal the garden and begin to summon back its heart.
And now for something completely different. This is actually in the Black Garden. This is where the mission ended when we were here.
Really?
If you're wondering why this is a complete tonal shift from the rest of the expansion and why we're in the Black Garden instead of, on the moon or something, this is actually a PlayStation timed exclusive strike that was released with the expansion. And as far as I can tell, it has nothing to do with the Dark Below.
Then why was it in the Dark Below? Wait a minute.
I don't know. I guess it's to
Bungie.
prove that...
You've been getting into the crack again.
I would guess it's to say that, oh hey, just because, you've been dealing with a hive this past however long, doesn't mean that everyone else has stopped doing things.
Of course. Time doesn't stop just because you're in a player-specific instance. Where time stops for everything around you except for the place you're in.
But yeah, we got to stop the hive. I almost said the hive. We got to stop the Vex from regenerating their black heart, and that's what we're doing today.
Of course, that's all the Vex know. They're machines.
Yeah, basically. And it's kind of interesting considering we're going backwards through the Black Garden. It's kind of weird seeing it from this perspective because I've played the Black Garden multiple times, and this is only like the second time I've actually done this strike in particular.
It's very weird to see you using the weapon that's really good against Hive, against goblins, against Vex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll do well against anything. I mean, as I hope I've been proving. It's just that it's especially good against, like, knights.
I mean, at the same time, it's the most inaccurate weapon. And as far as I know, against Vex, being up close to Vex is really a bad idea.
In most cases, yes. This is kind of why I've also got the sniper rifle on as a backup, because look, there's no way I'm getting up close to that.
Oh yeah. Good old Minotaurs.
Yeah, just a couple of Habos sitting next to a Hydra. Yeah, definitely gonna walk right on in there. Especially while I'm getting pelted by, like, 5 Minotaurs.
And a few Hobgoblins.
Oh yeah. So for the first part of this, I am on my own. But eventually teammates do actually show up, so no worries there.
Teammates, or just random people?
Random people who ended up queuing in.
So you're going to have to explain exactly what a timed strike means.
Okay, so this was released first on the PlayStation 4. It was exclusive, but only for an amount of time. I think it was unlocked for Xbox. I want to say sometime late last year.
Right.
But that's really it. It just means that PlayStation got it first.
Oh, so exclusivity.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was like something that it was only available between these specific dates, or you had a specific amount of time to beat it.
Nope.
Well, I was way off.
Yeah, only a little. Don't worry about it. Goddamn hobgoblins. There's so many
be killed
of
with
them.
one stab.
Well, you can, if you aim it at their head, you can actually take their heads off.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's really weird, but I have found very recently that even melees have locational damage. It's a little weird. It doesn't aim properly, but they do.
And you can't crit either.
Indeed.
It's one of those weird things that Bungie has in their game for kind of no reason.
Well, at the same time, I do appreciate when I'm on a Titan and I get to punch the head off of something.
I mean, who wouldn't want to punch the head off something? You just say you're the strongest man in the universe.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so 2 more Hydras have spawned, and I still haven't taken care of the first one. This is kind of problematic, but also at the same time not really, because none of the Hydras are actually shooting me at the moment. Actually, I take that back. There's one shooting at me now.
Yeah, look, I was going to say, I have no problem with the Hydra, and that, I mean, not the Hydra. I have no problem with the Vex. And then I remembered that goblins like to cover up their weak spot, and Hydras are really annoying to fight.
They aren't so bad. Especially if you use like a heavy on them.
They aren't so bad in this game. It looks like they have only one part of shield.
Well, one of the bosses the boss of the Nexus actually had the 3-segment rotating shield.
Now they all have them.
And the Hydras in this game are very forgiving, considering that shield rotates very, very slowly.
I will say, however, you can kind of hand wave this whole single segment shield away, saying, oh, it's a different faction of Vex.
Well, either that or they've evolved.
Well, they, you know, do time travel. Nice grenades, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been keeping count, but I'm pretty sure you've missed the last 3.
Basically. The grenade throw arc in this game is much different to the second one, and I've been playing much more of the second one recently. Well, I say that, but I do, as of like yesterday, I have a backlog of like 8 videos. So yeah.
I think just really excited to get to the next video game.
I'm excited to wrap this up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still gonna show everything that I can, but I would like to move on. This project has dominated my time on and off for the past like 3 years now.
That'll happen. It's alright. We're past the longest part of the game, of the LP, which is what? The base game, I want to say?
The base game is fairly long, yes, but the later 2 expansions are also fairly long on their own. I don't know how they stack up comparatively in mission totals. I haven't looked at that yet. Trying not to get my hopes up too much. Trying not to put the cart before the horse, as they might say.
Yeah. Counted your eggs before they've, you know, released their fleshy chicken babies.
Yes. Anyway, we have one of our teammates who is joined but is lagging behind because thank you, Bungie, for your spawning rules. But that's no big deal. This little bridge segment isn't that bad. Not as bad as that kill everything room was.
It's alright, it seems like they've caught up to you now, so... Or have they?
They're fairly close by. You still can't see them on the rangefinder, but they're making away. Yeah, so Hunter's double jump. Let's talk about that one for a little bit here, since we haven't really mentioned it.
Oh, hey, it's the different... sorry, I just want to point out it's the precursor, Vex.
Indeed. But, I don't like Hunter's double jumps. Not in this game, at the least. They don't behave at all like any of the other jumps, and I'm way more used to playing a Hunter, or a Titan or a Warlock. And it's just no good. I keep falling off of things. Not making my jumps the way I want to.
Look, at this point I feel like that's a personal problem, not really a double jump problem.
Oh no, that's definitely a double jump problem. If I was playing literally any other of the classes, I would have been just fine.
At the same time, maybe you're used to the, what's the word I'm looking for? You're used to the grab-on from Destiny 2.
Oh, let me tell you how happy I am that Destiny 2 included a vaulting function.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fantastic.
Also, hey, I have actually been spec'd into this thing the entire time, this kind of AoE thing, but I've completely forgotten about it up until before I recorded this strike. So, yeah. You remember that time I crowd surfed on the thralls?
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been much of an issue. In fact, that would have been a lot of orbs had I remembered that I had that.
Right. That sure was a good ult there. Good super. Oh hey, it's a Cyclops.
I think you might be a little ahead of me in the video, but that's fine. But yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, it's the greatest hits of all of the Vex.
Minus Cyclops.
All of the Vex. We're going to see all of them. In fact, we have seen basically all of them. Only thing we haven't seen is Harpies so far.
I hate it when you get Harpies.
It's awful.
Let your partner know before you also give them Harpies.
So our Striker Titan actually just generated 7 orbs with a nice little Fist of Havoc there. Whatever he killed, it was pretty nice.
Striker Titans are good at doing that.
In this game, less so. But yeah, that's pretty impressive that he got 7 out of that. I didn't see what he killed, so I couldn't tell you. May have been like 3 yellow Minotaurs.
I feel like it might have been all those goblins, because they just kind of disappeared.
Or that.
There are a heap of goblins.
And the poor bastard seems to be using a pulse rifle.
Oh, a pulse rifle is bad in Destiny 1.
Oh, they are awful.
Huh, good to see nothing's changed.
They aren't as bad in D2 as they are in the first game.
Oh, they're still pretty bad. The amount of times I've seen people use pulse rifles in Destiny 2 is... like, I can count that on one hand. And that's because I'm the only person who uses pulse rifles in Destiny 2.
I can't tell you how I survived that incredibly stupid and reckless decision. I seem to be pretty good at that in this game.
Good at being stupid, bad at dying.
I would consider it more about knowing what my limits are. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
just how
I
many
can...
enemies you can kill.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I barely ever watched the super meter draining, so, like, I kind of just have a feel for it. And sometimes it's wrong.
Isn't that how it always works?
Yeah. Well, you got to also consider that for the LP at least, I've been playing literally every subclass, and each subclass has a different super management kind of thing. Like, you got your strikers and your defenders, which is pop it and it's done. Then you got your arc blade here, which is just like, hey, run around, do everything.
God, it's just plain old boring. Vex now. No precursor or whatever the other ones are. Future.
Descendant.
Future Descendant. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Vex are Vex. No matter which timeline they come from, they're still just Vex.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day.
Their looks have changed, but their attack patterns have stayed the same. So
Obviously, they found something that's worked for them up until we came along. Then we just have to ruin everything.
you're telling me they never changed? Like, they changed their appearance, and in that entire time where they've done that, they haven't changed their way of fighting Guardians?
I think to the Vex, Guardians are a relatively recent development that they haven't quite figured out yet. I mean, I say relatively because, you know, Vex, time travel, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, yes, their tactics are effective against some Guardians, just not the player Guardians. Canonically.
Because we are special.
Because we have brains. I waved at the boss. Truly no better way to start a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then Guardian down.
Last Guardian standing.
Yep. I think he overestimated his abilities. Whereas me, I've perfectly estimated my abilities and I'm still getting chumped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Undying Mind here, that's both the boss and the strike's name, he is a dick. He is an even more powerful Hydra than your usual kind of elites and champions and whatnot.
It happens.
Yeah, his projectiles explode even bigger blast radius than the, like the Nexus or, you know, the standard Hydras.
And he's got that triple shield.
Yep. And it's red. That means he's special.
It's red?
Well,
that looks
it's
more
orange.
yellow.
Orangish yellow, yeah.
And he's trying to shoot you.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, every so often, he'll summon reinforcements from beyond the Vex gate over here. But
Of course.
I've got just the remedy for that. There we go. Took care of, like, most of them before they even had a chance to do anything.
Yeah, you only have the Hobgoblins left, which your team promptly demolished.
Oh, yes. And we have a third teammate now. Or either we do or we nope, there he is. Yep. Okay. So that's fantastic.
I think you guys could have done it too.
Oh yeah. It just would have taken longer. I mean, I could have done it alone, but that would have taken incredibly longer. What am I doing here? Oh, okay. That was me looking for a heavy ammo synthesis, and I didn't have any. I did not come prepared.
You were not prepared for this.
I was not. It's true.
Typical.
Anyway, this is a fairly standard boss. There's nothing terribly special about it, as far as I could tell, at least. I'm not
Yeah, I was
really
gonna
sure
say.
why this was a PlayStation exclusive, other than the fact that Bungie had a deal with Sony, or either Bungie or Activision had a deal with Sony, and they're like, okay, we got to make something. We got to make something for our deal. Let's just give them this thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it was. It's literally just, you know, just give them this. Whatever.
I mean, that being said, this strike is fun. It was very interesting seeing the Black Garden from reverse, but ultimately, nothing is missed if it wasn't here.
They're just trying to revive the closest thing the Vex have to a god, that's all.
Yeah. But that's also, like, why was this bundled in with the Dark Below? that then becomes the question. And here I go knife fighting a fucking elite again.
Because, Python, the, Destiny didn't have a story at this point, so they just did whatever.
Fair call.
That's like the best I can come up with, honestly.
I mean, it's not that it didn't have a story, it's just that you had to definitely go looking for it. And, most people didn't.
I mean, there was
Insofar
that
as I
meeting
can
with the
tell.
space elves, so...
Yeah.
Nice super.
Yeah, look. Alright. It was there, and it's gonna disappear if I don't use it, so might as well just use it.
The Black Garden remains here among the light. But the Vex will never cease until their birthplace is restored, and we must keep it here until we can understand its origins.